everybody, my name is Maddie Winninger and I'm going to talk a little bit about the safety of the bandsaw today. And so the reason that I have the cover taken off of the wheel of the bandsaw is that I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it runs. So here this wheel is going to continuously be turning and turning with the blade around it, and that is actually how the machine works, is that the blade is going so fast that it allows cuts to be made to wood as well. So some of the basic safety precautions having to do with this machine are, number one, for people with longer hair, make sure that it's up in a bun or a ponytail so that it doesn't get caught in that blade. Additionally, any jewelry, so like dangly earrings or necklaces, bracelets a lot of times, make sure that those are off so they don't get caught in there as well. It is also very important to have eye protection on as well when using this machine. Additionally, make sure that you're not wearing any baggy sweatshirts or shirts. If you are, make sure that you bunch those sleeves up so that they won't get caught in the blade as well. Also, make sure that you are wearing long pants like jeans and closed-toed shoes like boots. So some of the uses of this bandsaw are ripping and cutting different stock, as well as making freehand cuts and cutting various pieces of wood as well. Something that's important to look at before making the actual cut is to start the vent. So that will make sure that the sawdust is kept away from your work while you're actually working, so it doesn't get in your way. Additionally, you can see that in front of the blade, we have the blade cover. And with the blade cover, we can adjust the height of this with a knob on the back, and we can move this up and down depending on the height of the actual stock. And so the actual height should be within about 1/8 of an inch to the top of this wood stock as well. Before you start, make sure that that guard is set, and also take note of our start and stop here. So our stop is a lot larger because it will allow us to, in any emergencies, we can quickly hit that stop button. If you have to make any changes or change a blade on this bandsaw, it's very important to turn that off, as well as I like to really disconnect the power as well, just to make sure that everything is off and you're safe. Before you make the cut, make sure you trace out where you need to cut. Additionally, we like to include relief cuts. So here you see that we have two different marks. Those are where I would make my relief cuts. So basically just cutting down to this line, and that will ensure that I don't get that blade stuck along the way. You should not be using too much force to try and get that stock through, and you should not be backing out of cuts. If you see someone using a bandsaw, do not call their name or try to get their attention, because that can lead to some serious harm. So when you actually get to making this cut, you want to have one hand that is kind of your sturdy hand and is keeping hold of that wood. Your other hand should be guiding the wood. And this guiding hand and the sturdy hand should be at least 3 inches away from that blade so that you're safe and we don't have any accidents in the shop. And so the guiding hand will allow you to go around that curve, or if you have a difficult corner, that will allow you to follow that with your hand. Like I said, always make adjustments to the machine with the power off. And make sure that your stock is flat. If it has bumps or other curves on it, that could cause a lot of different problems when actually making that cut. Also, avoid backing out of cuts. That could make the blade turn in ways that it's really not supposed to. Also, if you hear some kind of clicking in the machine, make sure you immediately hit stop, because that will mean that the blade is cracked, and we do not want to use a cracked blade. That can be very dangerous for all of us. Before you take your scrap pieces away from your work, make sure that you hit stop and that the blade is completely done moving. So that doesn't mean it's stopped moving. It means that it's completely done, and then you can take your scraps and throw them away. So these are just some of the basic safety precautions and procedures to take while using the bandsaw. However, there are a lot more, but this will just get you started. Good luck with using that bandsaw.